Hi, my name's Sharon Lewis. I fostered Bailey for approximately a year before I adopted him. He's been in my home for, I believe, around 2 years now. Well, I looked up Judy. I was actually a volunteer. I was doing the adoption coordination for Parrot Partner, and I was on the board. I contacted Judy originally because my cockatoo had passed away and I wasn't ready to get another bird. So I started volunteering at Parrot Partner instead. I'm a firm believer of adopting instead of shopping. There's a lot of birds out there that need to have homes. Parrot Partner is a great facility, as well as other rescues. You get the opportunity to build a relationship with the birds, see which bird is actually the best fit for your home and for your family. And you're also providing a bird that could live an extremely long time with a stable home environment, which I think is great. You get to work on training, there's deals on boarding, and you have a place where you can go to for advice for the life of your parrot if you need help. For me personally, as I was already a member of the Parrot Partner organization, I started to foster Bailey because he didn't really connect with a lot of other people at the aviary. Amazons do everything about 110%, and he either loved or hated people. And unfortunately, one of those people that he strongly disliked was our executive director, Judy. It was obvious that a home environment for foster for Bailey would be a better option than staying in the aviary, since he had such a strong dislike or a strong connection with only certain people. It limited the amount of time that he could actually be out and enjoy his time with the other birds and the volunteers based on whose schedule it was. So for me, Bailey came to my home, and we did a few home visits to make sure that Bailey would be good with the other animals I have in my house and my husband, first and foremost, which was really important because my last bird had overbonded, and that was really hard on my relationship with my husband due to the fact that she would fly at him. And anybody who's owned a medium to large size parrot knows how much damage they can do. So Bailey passed with flying colors. He doesn't love my husband, but he doesn't hate him, which is an improvement. And Bailey stayed at my home for approximately a year. I knew right from the start that I was going to adopt him. I just had to convince my husband that I was going to adopt him. In that time, we sold our house and we moved, and we had to do some decorating. So Bailey came back to the aviary a couple of times for boarding, which was really convenient. And yeah, he's been with me ever since. I've grown up with small birds. I hadn't really had a lot of contact with medium or large parrots. I had a friend that I knew that ran a mobile petting zoo, and she ended up with 2 cockatoos. And I just thought they were fantastic, and I ended up getting a cockatoo, and I was not prepared for it, and I didn't know the resources that were there. Unless you've been around parrots or had a lot of experience with them, not much prepares you for it, because I've had farm animals, I mean chickens, ducks, goats, pigs, I have dogs, I've had rabbits, and the experience with a medium or large parrot is so very, very different. It's completely unique. I was really happy that Parrot Partner was there to actually tell me some of the things that I'd done wrong in my past parrot ownership, so they could educate me and learn so I could make this relationship better. But even when I'd spent probably about 6 months actually with Bailey at the aviary, getting to know him really well, and with no incident. And then the minute I brought him home, I think it was just sensory overload, and he went through a huge hormonal period where he was actually biting me, and I was thinking, oh gosh, what did I get myself into? But they worked with me, and we went through it together, and sometimes he gets a few more timeouts in his cage, but now I can read his behavior a lot better, so it's been quite the process, and it's definitely not like owning a cat or a dog. Well, I'm happier. Bailey, having a parrot helps teach me patience. I'm a pretty strong type A personality and a redhead. So with a parrot, it's not the same with a cat or dog where they're looking to please you, and the training process is very, very different if they don't want to do something. You have to keep changing unique ways of how you can convince them that what you want is actually the best option, and then know when to pick your battles and give up. Bailey brings happiness into my life. He brings patience. He's a very quiet Amazon, which isn't the norm. He loves to sing and dance and be outside, so he just overall lightens the mood in the house for me, for sure. He loves to sing and dance. I don't really have an overly funny story with him. He's quite animated. His favorite song is Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. He also likes Daft Punk. But Earth, Wind and Fire are a very close third. He's pretty much a bit of a disco bird. He likes his techno beats a little bit too. So it's lots of fun to sit and have a dance with him. When I've had him outside, it's funny because the neighborhood kids think he sounds like R2-D2 because he makes a lot of squeaks and noises, so they're always interested in coming up to see who's in my house. But nothing out of the ordinary except that he loves my youngest dog. I obviously monitor that time because with any prey and predator animal you want to make sure that they're not out unsupervised. But he always likes to try and grab him with his feet if he comes near the cage, which through the bars, which is pretty funny to watch because the dogs are terrified of him. The adoption process of Parrot Partner may seem long. It may be easier to go on Kijiji or to a pet store and buy a bird. But believe me, the time that you invest into the relationship with your bird is going to make you and your family so much happier. Take the time to get to know them. Make sure that you're making the right decision. It's a lifetime commitment. It's not like a dog or a cat. They talk to you, they grieve, they're happy, to see you when you get home. They are unique, sentient beings, and they need stability. And I encourage you to go to any rescue, not just Parrot Partner, and take the time to build the relationship and make sure that you're making the decision that's right for you and your family before adopting or purchasing. Bye, baby. Bye-bye. Oh, good boy. Good boy, dancing.